Hey guys, so this is the video for setting up your notebook and your agenda kind of for today, and then we're gonna do some notes. So the first thing you should have done is you should have gotten the papers from the sub. If she did not give them to you, go get them. I left them on my desk. You need the cover page, this genetics WTFs form. There's a sheet of this, and then this reading. You're going to tape your genetics cover page onto page 63. The genetics WTFs you're going to put on page 64, and you need to fill them out using the presentation that's on Google Classroom. That's the first thing that you should do. Okay. Then these notes you should cut out and tape together in a line like this. This is going to be going on page 65. And then over here on page 66 is where you're going to tape your meiosis and genetic variations. Okay, step number 2 is to annotate this reading, and then you're going to go to Google Classroom and you're going to answer these questions on Google Classroom so that I can see that you did it. Once you have step 1 and 2 done, then this is step 3, which is going to be the notes for meiosis. I always say they're going to be short, but this time I promise they will be. Okay, so for meiosis, it's very similar to mitosis in that you're dividing a cell. So this starting cell up here is the parent cell. And in regular mitosis, it goes through the PMAT. So here's PMANT. The difference between meiosis and mitosis is that instead of doing this one time and getting 2 diploid cells, it's going to do it a second time without replicating its DNA, and you're going to end up at the end with 4 haploid cells. So we're going to label this PMANT. Well, P2, wait, please. Number 2. It does not replicate its DNA in between them. So at the end here, we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 haploid cells. What this means is that it has half the number of DNA as a regular cell. So these are what we call gametes, which are our sex cells, which is egg or sperm. This is why we can do sexual reproduction, and this is what causes the genetic variations that happen in everyone, and why you don't look exactly the same as your brother or sister, or why your parents don't look the same as their brother or sister or their parents. Each of these cells has 23 chromosomes, while these cells up here have 46. And this starter cell up here also started with 46 chromosomes. So by the end of meiosis, you have 4 cells instead of 2 that have 23, or half the number of chromosomes as the original cell, and that's why they're called a haploid cell, because it has half. Okay, this is really all you need to know about this process. That the difference between mitosis and meiosis is mitosis ends up with 2 cells, and meiosis ends up with 4 cells, and those 4 cells have half the number of chromosomes as the original cell. Okay, told you it'd be super quick. You're going to tape this into your notebook on page 65, and then there is an Edpuzzle for you to watch, and answer the questions on, and then that will be it for today. Love you guys, and see you next week.